Welcome back, guys, and in this video I am going to make my Forester go slower and go faster with some Cobbness. Cobbness? Cobb. Corn on the cob? Cobb. So if you guys have already guessed, you probably know that this beautiful thing is the Accessport. Now this is something that I've been needing for quite a long time to do any of the modifications that I want to do. If you follow me on social media, then you know that I already have some things planned. I already have some parts for the Forester, and this is what makes all of those possible, so I can actually get the power from those. So we have our accessories box and the actual Accessport. So OBD2, it goes into the port, and then they have the mounting stuff. This is just the double stick tape that pops into it. And this is the cable that connects the Cobb to your computer. Quick start guide. Little foam pad in here. And the Accessport. Man, this thing is super scratched up. I know there's a film over it, but geez, this thing is very easily scratched. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Wonder what they do to scratch this thing up so much before shipping. But it's just the film that goes over the top. Let's see what's over here. They cut me out some stickers, some little Cobb stickers. They have the little mounting plate where you click it in there. And they also give you a faceplate. This one's the black faceplate, and it comes with the gray. And that is everything that comes in the box. So the first thing we need to do is register our Accessport. After we register it on Cobb Tuning, then we can check it for updates. Once you buy the Accessport, you're required to set up an account, and once you set up the account, all of your information will already be ready in your account, so you can just log into the account and put in your serial number through here. Now, if you don't know where your serial number is, it's located on the side of the box, right here where my finger is located. You guys don't get to see it, but it's right up here. Yeah, right where those 9 start. Next, what we need to do is we need to download the Accessport Manager. You can go into products, you can put in your car's information. Since I'm logged in, mine's already here. And you can just scroll down to the part where it has the software. We want the Accessport Manager. It's free. Then pick whether you want Windows or Mac. Now, once you have this downloaded, you're able to update your Accessport, and I'm pretty sure mine isn't updated because recently Cobb just came out with their flex fuel for the Foresters, even though they don't support mine currently because it's an automatic and they only have manuals now. And this is the pop-up you get once you open it up. So now that we have this up, we can go through manage, updates, options, connections, all that. So I'm going to get the USB that came with this, and let's get this thing connected. And right here on the side, plug it in like that. The Accessport turns on automatically once you plug it in, and says you are connected to your computer. So we can go to updates, a bunch of different updates on here. Now right up here, we'll click on begin firmware update. Doesn't look like anything is changed over here on the Cobb. Still says it's connected to the computer. Now it is rebooting, and now we do have a different screen. And then we get the pop-up saying the update was successful. And just to double check, I'm gonna click on the check for firmware update, and it looks like everything is up to date. So now I'm going to click on the eject. We're gonna eject the Accessport, and now we are finally ready to get this in the Subaru. So now that we're outside and in the car here, you could just plug it in if you have certain Subarus, but when you buy your Accessport, it's going to say Subaru 001 or SUB 002 on the Accessport, depending on your exact model. Basically, some Foresters, 2002 to 2005 WRXs, they're going to be the 001 to 002. First thing you have to do before you plug it into your OBD port down here, you need to connect the test connection thing. So supposedly over here on the passenger side, underneath the glove box, you're going to have Legacy and Outback. Their test connectors are going to be down there. And for STI, WRX, and Foresters, our test connectors are going to be under here, which is nice since we're going to be under here anyway. Okay, so here we are. This is the driver side. I've got my phone there with the light shining up, trying to give you guys the best shot possible. If you guys are having trouble finding the two green test connectors, it's about right here where the brake is. You're gonna look up and they're gonna be hidden right up there. There they are, the two green ones. They're right next to the large white connector. And also another landmark here, you've got all these different connectors right here, and if you keep looking up, they're gonna be above that. This big thing, this big wire harness is gonna be in your way, so if you move that over, there's your test connectors. You've got one that you can move around, and the other one is pretty much zip tied in place, so you're gonna have to move the loose one to the stationary one. So once you're done contorting your body to get under there and connect those, then you should be all done. And just a note, it does say here in the instructions, if you have a 02 to 05, 02 they provide a blue connector, and 2003 to 2005 they provide a white connector. Apparently the Accessport needs to have some kind of special connector for certain Subarus, so make sure you don't throw any of those connectors out. So once you're done contorting yourself to get those wires connected, go ahead and plug in your OBD2 port down there. Now for me, this is my second take, because when I plugged everything in, my Accessport didn't turn on, and basically there was a loose connection in my OBD2 port. It wasn't the connection that went from the port to my Accessport, but I physically went behind where the wires come out of the female end of the OBD2 port, and I pushed up on them, and I guess something was loose, and now everything works. So now that that is plugged in, you can get your wire and actually plug in your Accessport, and fingers crossed that it'll actually work. But if you're watching this, it totally will, because editing. There we go, and then it turns on all beautiful like. Now the instructions say to put your car into on mode, so that's just what I'll do. And because it's in test mode, you're gonna have all these things flashing, your fuel pump's gonna be priming, you might be able to hear the fans kicking on and off. Make sure all of your climate stuff is turned off while you're doing this. But now this is starting, we can go ahead and pair this. So we've got install and troubleshooting. So we want to install this. Yes, I do have a Forester. And now we're going to go through and select the map that we're going to put on here. Now there's a ton of maps that are pre-installed, and of course the new ones that we got with the update. So I am going to start it out in economy mode, and of course my later videos I'm going to be putting in other things, like I've got an exhaust, I got a cold air intake. If you guys follow me on social media, you know what I got already. So for now, I'm going to do economy mode just so this thing gets better MPG while I'm driving it around town. And of course, once I put in these other stage maps, I'll be able to swap over to it and have power when I want it. So first things first, I'm going to select economy mode. And basically it's saying make sure your car is charged. If it's been sitting for a long time, make sure your battery is charged or you have it set up with a charger. Mine was just running not too long ago, so now it's going to go through the installation process. And if you guys didn't know, it does save your factory ECU data, so when you decide to uninstall this or you sell the car or something like that, you can put it back to its factory settings. And now that it's done saving that, it will start installing the map. And it's going to reach a certain point where it says turn and leave the ignition in the off position to begin the reinstallation. So you're going to turn your key off, and then you're going to tell it, okay, it's in the off position, go ahead. And now I can go down and disconnect the green testing wires. Okay, I unplugged the testing wires. Okay, now it wants it to go back on. Okay, it's back in the on position. And that is it. So go ahead and turn your vehicle's key to the off position. It says wait at least 15 seconds so the ECU can go ahead and reset itself. And then it's going to bring you to your home screen with your regular inputs and whatnot, which is awesome because now everything is installed. It is married to your car, so we are freaking set. Alright, now that my car has been warmed up and I chose my little gauges that I'm going to put on there, I'm going to go ahead and take this for a ride, and I really want to see the difference in economy mode because I know that they pretty much dull it down so you don't have as much throttle response and it lowers your boost. So I'm going to see how much of a difference it really is. Man, I need to clean my windshield. I feel like this is very economy. It's not really changing gears. I don't see how this is very economy. When I hit the gas, I get just as much boost as I usually do, and it's actually switching gears at a lot higher. It just doesn't want to switch gears. I really thought this was gonna be just a big, flat, leggy, boring pile of something, but it feels totally fine. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram so you can get some behind the scenes stuff that hasn't happened yet and unreleased content that no one else has seen. And if you haven't already, watch that video. And if you watched that video, watch that video. And if you've watched both of those videos already, make sure you subscribe down here. Yeah, watch this stuff. It's awesome. And if you've watched that, and subscribed, I love you.